Hello, everybody. What's going on? I hope you're having a blessed evening. This is Friday night. Oh, excuse me. I just came off I had a bad sinus infection or something going on. So you have to excuse me. I know I'm losing my voice, but I felt I still had to come on. Maybe by halfway through, I can convince my producer to get me some hot tea or something. So I want to thank everybody for watching. Again, we always stream live on Facebook. And if you can, please go to YouTube sometimes. If you haven't subscribed to our YouTube channel, please subscribe to our YouTube channel. We also go to Twitter. Once the show is done, the show automatically goes to Twitter. So if you have Twitter and you prefer to go to Twitter, you can also watch it there as well. So I want to thank everyone for joining us tonight. I got two clips I want to show you guys. CNN, MSNBC, ABC, CBS, the entire complete liberal media right now, they are completely going after Flynn, thinking that they can get to the president. I mean, they knew what happened back in January with Flynn. And that's the reason why they fired Flynn back then, because he lied to Pence. It became a whole big ordeal then. And they knew that something was there with Flynn. The entire time they were attacking him, or they were trying to find out what's up with Flynn. What's up with Flynn? Why did they fire him? Well, there has to be something there. There has to be something there. Does it have something to do with Russia? Does it have something to do with Russia? So they knew something had happened because they fired him. Because he misled Pence, the vice president. Okay? So they knew something was there. And they knew that for a fact that Flynn had to, at some point, he had to talk to these different diplomats in Russia, in Israel, across the world, because that was his job. But my whole point about tonight is about how CNN and the rest of the liberal media outlet, they are on a witch hunt. And they feel right now that they have something where they can say that we got him, and we got to drill this in to make it look like we got him, even if we don't have him. That's what they're saying right now. If we don't have him, if this is not really anything here, we need to make the public believe that we have something where Trump colluded with Russia. And there again, if he colluded with Russia, how is it Trump colluding with Russia has any validity, has any relevance with what happened in the election? It's not like Russia went to the polls and changed people's votes. It's not like Russia went to people's doors, vote for Trump. It's not like Russia convinced liberals to vote for Trump. It's not like Russia convinced conservatives to vote for Trump. It's not like it happened. Anyone that voted for Trump because of the history, the past 30 years, crazy Clintons have been doing. That's the reason why people voted for Trump. People were fed up with the corruption. That's the main reason why I voted for Trump. One of the main reasons. Another main reason, because he wasn't an establishment politician. And that's the very reason why today we still have these rhino Republicans and these Democrats and the liberal media and even some of the ones on Fox News, Shepard Smith, attacking the president. They still don't like him. Okay, so like I said, I have two clips that I want to show you guys. And this first clip is with MSNBC. It's with Rachel Maddow, and she's talking to this guy. And let's go ahead and bring the clip up so we can go ahead and just watch it and see what they're talking about here.
Now that Flynn is cooperating and he's entered a guilty plea, now a lot of those stories about the pressure on him all sort of make sense. If you're a pro, if you're familiar with this world, if you know how this stuff works in real life, were you less surprised than the rest of us that this happened today? But
okay, if you notice, back it up just a couple seconds there, because if you notice right here, she said, if you know how this stuff really works in real life. Did anyone catch that? Now, we already know that the liberal media don't deal in reality anyways. The whole Russia thing has been made up. If they had anything on Russia, they wouldn't be trying to think that Flynn is they're out to get them. They would have had something. They've been making it up. They're saying, well, we got to keep looking until we find something. Go ahead, play it back again.
Less surprised than the rest of us that this happened today. But two, are you able to see with any clarity what's likely to happen next here?
Okay. What's going to happen next? Go ahead, keep going.
Ask a pro. Paul Fishman is former U.S. Attorney for the great state of New Jersey. It's great to have you here, sir. Thank you.
Nice to be back.
Were you surprised?
I wasn't surprised that Mike Flynn wasn't surprised ultimately, given what was apparently the strength of the case, that he lied to the FBI, that he ultimately ended up pleading guilty. And I think there are a lot of things that come out of this that I think that are actually quite significant.
Okay.
The first is, we now have, as you said at the top of the show, there are now 4 individuals associated with the campaign, and some at very high levels, who have now been charged with federal felonies, and 2 of them have pled guilty. I think it's fair to say that you can't call this a witch hunt anymore.
Pause it. Yeah, he said we could fairly say that we can't call this a witch hunt. Are you kidding me? This is clearly a witch hunt. That's exactly what they're doing. This is all day a witch hunt. Oh, we got him. Every liberal channel out there right now, all they're talking about, even Fox News, Flynn, Russia. What did Trump know? What did Pence know? What did they all know? All out to get him.
Charges that have been brought up against some of those people had nothing to even do with the campaign. In fact, some of it happened years before they were even part of the campaign.
Yeah, exactly. I mean, this is ridiculous. We can clearly say this is not a witch hunt. Okay, let's continue.
If it ever could fairly be called that, I don't think it could be. It's not that. The second thing is that Bob Mueller takes lying to the FBI very seriously. We now have 2 people who've been...
Pause it. Okay, he said Bob Mueller takes lying to the FBI really seriously. Okay, at one point did you hear them talk about Hillary Clinton lying to the FBI? 30,000 emails, they wiped the server clean. At what point do you hear them talking about Hillary Clinton lying? If they're so talking about the FBI take lying seriously, at what point did they talk about Hillary lying Clinton? Seriously? Do they even realize what they're saying? Go ahead, let's continue. Yeah, exactly.
Prosecuted and have pled guilty. The third is that Jeff Sessions' recusal was entirely necessary. Not only because Bob Mueller may well be taking a look at Jeff Sessions' own statements to Congress, but also because all of these people who are now being charged had relationships with Jeff Sessions during the campaign and the transition. He was the head of their foreign policy team. So I don't think it's fair to say that Jeff Sessions' decision to recuse was in any way the wrong decision. It was exactly right.
Wow, really? Really? So I'm telling you, these liberals, they make up these lies. They have it fixed in their head. They act as if the man wasn't doing his job. Of course, he's going to talk to people throughout the world. That was his job at the time. The reason why they fired him, because he lied to Pence, because the other stuff that was going on with Pence had nothing to do with Russia. Now, did they know that he talked to Russia? Absolutely, they knew he talked to Russia. They knew he talked to Russia before. And now they're trying to say that Turkey has something to do with Russia because Flynn did some dealings with Turkey, and apparently he didn't complete the proper paperwork. So now they're look what he did. He was a private citizen, and he's working with a country as a private citizen in America, doing some work. I don't even know exactly what he did. I don't even think that complete information came out what he was doing with Turkey. The whole point is they're saying that he colluded with Turkey and Russia to change the election. All this is about them trying to figure out some kind of way to tie this changing the election, changing the fact that Hillary Rotten Clinton did not win. That's what all this is about. They can care less, be honest with you, they could care less if anybody actually talked to Russia or if someone actually did collude with Russia. Because my understanding, if you even collude with Russia, it's not breaking the law. No one breaks the law. If you go to Russia and say, tell me what dirt do you have on Hillary Clinton doing the uranium deal so I can share that with the rest of the American people. There's nothing wrong with that. She was running for office. She did the dirt. If she did the dirt, it should come out. At what point did you hear CNN, MSNBC, the rest of these yahoos out here lying constantly talk about Hillary Clinton? All this is a complete diversion off of Hillary Clinton, not to talk about it. And this has nothing, and all of it is a complete diversion, and this is about the election. The election that Hillary Clinton thought she bought and won, but she bought it and lost it. And that's what they're mad about. All of these people put money into it. It's coming down. I truly believe that it's almost like this civil war that we are truly in, because you can clearly see there is one side, the left, and there's one side that's right. And we are at war. And this is a spiritual war. And is it possible? Is it just possible that the entire liberal media is getting together, sending out a memo talking about this is what we need to say. This is how we need to attack the president. And this is what we all need to be on the same accord. So this way it'll be more believable by the people that watch us, because they know for a fact that they're lying. Or is it that there is a demonic spirit that's actually going around that's convincing all of them to say the same lies? Which one is it? I believe it's the second one. Now, are they communicating with each other? I believe that as well. But it's a demonic spirit that's actually controlling these people. Satan uses the media to control them, and the media is using it to control the people, and the people suck it in and they believe it and they run with it. That's exactly what's happening. We are in a day and age right now where they're changing dramatically. When this whole Flynn busted out this morning, the entire liberal media, if you could go to, I'm willing to bet, if we can go to their news headquarters, they're all running around like chickens with their heads cut off, talking about, we got him. What do we have? We got him. I don't know what we have, but we need to figure out something. We need to figure out something, and we need to get everybody to believe we have something. That's exactly what's going on right now. And we're seeing it. This is absolutely crazy that the main thing, the reason why I looked at any of the clips today from CNN or MSNBC and all of them is because I wanted to see if they talked about the murderer of Kate Steinle. That's what I wanted to see. I wanted to see if they're going to talk about that, because this whole made up Russia thing is nothing compared to people coming to this country and taking American lives. No one died in the supposedly Russia collusion. They lost. That's what they're all so upset about. They lost. They're angry because they lost. They're like, oh no, we're losing the country. We're losing the country. We got 4 years of this. Oh my goodness. Oh my goodness. Trump is changing everything. Trump is making America great again. Trump is actually doing stuff that's positive for the country. I can't stand it. I can't stand it. We've got to stop him. We've got to make him look bad or he will win in 2020. That's what they're saying. I guarantee it. And I had someone tell me today, talking about vote them out. And I said, we need to vote them out. And when I say we need to vote them out, I mean we as conservatives, as people in America, we need to get to the polls and vote. Sitting on the couch thinking someone else is going to do it is over. You cannot no longer think that way. You can no longer do that. You have to get out and show your support. 2018 is so important for the most important election year, I think, ever in American history, minus the one we just had. This will be the second one. The one we just had was the most important, was the number one, because it knocked out Hillary lying Clinton. And it gave us Donald J. Trump. And a lot of us didn't know what we were getting with Donald J. Trump because he's been a businessman. He wasn't a politician. But now that we see what we're getting, I thank God every day that we have Donald J. Trump as our president and not Hillary Clinton. And I thank God, me being as a black man, that we have Donald J. Trump as our president and not Hillary rotten Clinton. And they can't stand it. It's almost like Satan is so angry that he's using the media to attack everything about Trump. They are literally attacking our president. They are going to war with our president. So what are you going to do about it? Are you going to constantly sit down on the couch and talk about they're going to do it? And don't get me wrong. I strongly believe in the power of prayer. But if I sit in this chair and I pray and that's all I do, I pray and I don't go out and act on my prayers, what do I expect that should happen? Do I think God is do I think God is a socialist God? And I'm just going to say, God, give me because I'm praying for it? Or do I need to get out and do I need to act on what I'm praying on? Do I need to step up and do my part? Or do I just need to sit down? And when I step up and do my part, do I go out at that point and I continue to pray and ask God to be with me? I think that is the method we need to do. That is the steps that we need to take. We can't sit down and do this any longer, people. When every time there's an incident, so for example, this whole case Starling, they let this killer off. I mean, they literally let him off. This lawless country that we live in let him off. And people talking about blaming San Francisco. You across the world, across America, you're to blame too. If you're a liberal and you're watching this, you're to blame too. You're not exempt just because of here in Liberalville, San Francisco. Because you have that same mindset. You're pushing that stuff onto our children. This is what's happening in America right now. You've got to stand. There's no more sitting down. What I was getting ready to say is every time if this was a different scenario, let's say Kate Starling was black, okay, and let's say she was killed by a white person, okay, just for grins, humor me, okay. Let's say Kate Starling was black, and the guy that killed her was a white man. And then they go through the trial and everything. He accidentally picked up the gun. It ricocheted. It killed her. You know, blah, 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 wah, 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 okay? And then he gets off. The next day, what do you think would happen? They'll be rioting in the street. They'll be burning stuff up. And I'm not telling people we need to go out and burn stuff up because we're not uncivil. We're not savages like the liberal left. And yes, I'm calling them savages because they go out in the thousands to march and protest against what just happened to them, what they call injustice. And that's exactly what happened here. But what do we do as conservatives? We sit here and watch it on the telly, or we sit here and watch it on YouTube, or we sit here and watch it on Facebook, see what happened. That's what we do. We've got to get up and start going out and showing, saying, hey, America, we are here and enough is enough. When are you going to stand up? I know I come on here and I start talking and I'm talking and it's all good talk. I'm going to the border next weekend. And I didn't even plan it. I had no idea that this verdict was going to take place like this. No idea. Didn't even dawn on me. I'm going to the border of California in San Diego next weekend. And I'm not going down there to fight. And I'm not asking people to show up in riot gear like they're ready to go to battle either. That's not what it's about. We're going to show up and to represent. That's where I'm going. And if no one else goes, I'll be there by myself. I will be there by myself if no one else goes. But I'm tired of sitting down. I'm tired of watching this country go to crap. I don't know. How do you feel about it? How did you feel when you heard the verdict? Any law-abiding citizen in America that did the same thing would be going to prison right now. You'd probably be dressed in orange right now. Right now. And I've seen messages where they talk about the federal government stepping in so that way they can get their hands on them. That's not the point. The point is that we actually have people in this country that allowed a killer who actually admitted to killing her free. And is it okay because she was white? And I've been saying it for over 2 years. There's an attack on white people. And it's white people doing it to white people. And it's black people doing it to white people. And it's brown people doing it to white people. But that's okay. Because that's the day and age we're in. And then you get a lot of white people don't want to say anything. Why? Because they don't want to be labeled as racist or they want to come across as victims. But here it is. I'm a black man and I see it clear as day. And I'm talking about it. And I'm going to continue talking about it. As long as it's happening, I'm going to continue talking about it. Because why? I don't want the racial fighting, the racial war with the liberal left and the establishment wants in America. They want us all fighting each other. They want us all to destroy each other. Somebody needs to say no. No, it's a lie. Why are we going to follow that? And these liberals, they are on a witch hunt. This whole thing is a witch hunt. And they got the nerve to talk about this. We can say this is not a witch hunt. You know, Donald Trump says it's a witch hunt. We can say this is proof that it's not a witch hunt. It is clearly a witch hunt. What does the collusion have anything to do with what happened to Hillary Clinton during the election? Donald Trump talked about the uranium. They went crazy. They went crazy. I said it before. The first time they started talking about Russia was when WikiLeaks started sharing the emails. And then the whole point about WikiLeaks sharing the emails, they don't want to talk about what's in the emails. They want to talk about how WikiLeaks got the emails. All this dirt that we found out about John Podesta, Pizzagate, and all this other stuff came from the emails. Hillary Clinton being a satanic worshiper came from the emails. And WikiLeaks has been 100% accurate from day one. That's why you don't hear the liberal media talking about them. Because they had never been discredited. Not one time. And then they tried to say that WikiLeaks worked with Russia to get the emails. So they're saying Russia hacked the DNC to get the emails. All of this came from that. And then it just grew. The lies that they were telling, it just grew and festered into what it is today. That Trump colluded with Russia. What was the collusion? Did anyone even ask that? What was the collusion? And what was the outcome of the collusion? Was the outcome because Hillary lost the election? Then so be it. So what? Is it against the law? And this is clearly a witch hunt. Okay, so I'm gonna play it. I told you I had 2 clips. So let's go to the second clip. The second clip is with CNN. Okay? The second clip is with CNN. And like I said, they're saying it's not a witch hunt. Okay? They're saying not a witch hunt. Okay? So go ahead and play it.
Credible guy. How about General Flynn? We love General Flynn, right?
Right.
Mike Flynn.
Then I want to thank General Flynn for being here. Great guy. Great man.
General Flynn, who's here someplace. I love General Flynn.
Michael Flynn, General Flynn, is a wonderful man.
He's a good man.
This is no witch hunt, as the president has repeatedly claimed.
Pause real quick. Did you hear him? This is no witch hunt. This is no witch hunt. This is no witch hunt. They just put all those clips together talking about Flynn. This is no witch hunt. What are they doing then? What do you call it? If this is not a witch hunt in the real world, like Rachel Madcow just talked about, what do you call it if it's not a witch hunt? I mean, what is a witch hunt then if this is not it? Go ahead.
This is a search for the truth. Following the fact.
Pause. Whoa. Wait.
I didn't say these things with a straight face.
Wait. This is a. He should have gone for the truth. Can you rewind it? Just scroll it back just a little bit. Rewind that just a little bit. You got it. It's down here at the bottom. Can you rewind it? Do you see how to rewind it? Okay, we want to hear this again. This is CNN, mind you, the true fake news talking about the seeking the truth. Go ahead, let's do it again.
This is no witch hunt, as the president has repeatedly claimed. This is a search for the truth, following the facts wherever they lead.
Oh, wait a minute, pause it again. Okay, this is not a witch hunt. Searching the facts wherever they may lead. Is he talking about that apple again? I mean, because that's the only fact that CNN has ever put out that I can remember. An apple. This is an apple. And if someone tells you it's a banana, it's still an apple. That's the only thing I've ever seen them put out. This is ridiculous. Okay, continue.
Into the president's own family. CNN learning tonight that Jared Kushner himself, the president's son-in-law, directed Flynn weeks before the contact the Russian ambassador about a UN Security Council vote on Israeli settlements.
Okay, pause.
That is according.
Okay, of course. How did they know this information? Because it was their job. They're acting like them doing their job was a problem. I'll give you an example. If for every reason, for one day I became president and I have someone working for me and I say, you know what? I'm the president of the free world, the place that they call the free world. We need to talk to these other countries, these other diplomats. I want you to go talk to so-and-so, you talk to so-and-so, you talk to so-and-so. Does that mean that I'm colluding? Does that mean we're colluding with them? And if we are colluding, where's the problem with that? We have to communicate with these people on the earth. Right now, Trump needs to communicate with Rocket Man. He does need to communicate with him. And he's even said it. If he wants to sit down and talk, let's talk. Trump has even said that. But you don't hear the media talking about that because it was, he just called him Rocket Man. And he is a Rocket Man. Okay, go ahead.
To sources familiar with the matter. Here's a timeline of Flynn's contacts with Russia. December 22nd, 2016. General Flynn asks Russian Ambassador Sergei Kislyak to postpone that Security Council vote. December 29th, President Obama announces new sanctions against Russia. And Flynn asks Kislyak not to retaliate. November 30th, Russian President Vladimir Putin says he won't retaliate against U.S. sanctions.
Pause. Okay. So this is after the election of November 8th. So they know that Trump is going to become president. Trump is president. Just waiting for January 20th to come around before he can be actually sworn in as president. So during that time, during the transition where stuff is supposed to be going from one administration to the next, because it happens every time. Probably not as on a large scale as it does after January 20th, because at that point, Obama, pretty much kicked him out the house, right? So there is a transition period. So obviously they're communicating, and Trump said, okay, or Putin says, okay, I won't do anything. I'll back off. I'll just wait, because he sees what's going on. Because he tells him, he said, you know what? Don't do anything. We're just going to wait. There's nothing wrong with that. CNN is acting like this is a big issue. Go ahead.
January 20th, 2017, President Donald Trump is inaugurated. January 24th, Flynn lies to FBI investigators about his conversations with the Russian ambassador. January 26th, then Acting Attorney General Sally Yates warns the Trump White House that Flynn was lying about calls with Kislyak. January 30th, President Trump fires Yates after she refuses to defend his initial travel ban. February 13th, Flynn resigns after misleading Vice President Pence about his calls with Kislyak. Now Flynn's bombshell guilty plea has thrown the White House into turmoil, despite the president's efforts to make the Senator Mark Warner, the vice chairman of the Intelligence Committee, saying this today.
Okay, got it.
You've got this repeated pattern of the President of the United States who's trying desperately.
Okay, pause it. I'm gonna talk. We'll come back to that. Rewind it just a little bit so everyone can hear him. See, the media, they're taking it and they're completely twisting it. Of course, how did they know that he lied? Remember, Pence fired him. They act as if we don't remember that. Pence fired him. There was a reason why Pence fired him. It had nothing to do with collusion with Russia. It's because he lied to Pence, because there was stuff that he didn't come out with information on. So he let him go. That's the reason why it happened. Okay.
I want to know why they think the White House is in turmoil. They keep saying the White House is in turmoil now because of Flynn. I'm like, how do they even know that?
Exactly.
Like, what evidence do they have, since they follow the evidence, that the White House is in turmoil?
Yeah, like they're running around. Oh, no. Like Trump is like, what are you doing? You're fired. You're fired. You're fired. That's what they think he's doing. That's what they want him to do. That's what they want him to do. They want to think that he's going all crazy, running around. And you know what?
They already know that Flynn lied.
A little bit.
They already know that he lied, and they already let him go because of it.
Yeah, they already know that. They already know that. It's absolutely insane. This is where we are. Okay, let's go back to this other clip so we can everyone can hear him. This is, what's his name? Show his name on there.
Senator Mark Warren.
Okay, go ahead.
Who's trying desperately to stop this investigation. Cost Jim Comey his job because he wouldn't stop the investigation. He intervened with senators. He intervened with other senior intelligence officials. I think the American people and a lot of us ask why this investigation stopped.
Congressman Adam Schiff, ranking member of the Intelligence Committee, has a blunt assessment.
Okay, that's it. All right, so they have lost their mind. Who believes this? Anyone watching this, do you actually believe this craziness? They both MSNBC and CNN both say this is not a witch hunt. Both of them claiming it's not a witch hunt, and we can clearly see this is a witch hunt. When did it not become a witch hunt? When it's a witch hunt. See, this is the lies that they tell, and they expect people to believe it. It's clear as day a witch hunt. This happens constantly with CNN, and then they have the audacity to wonder why we call them fake news, or MSNBC. All of them, they have the audacity to wonder why we call them fake news. They're trying to recover from that. And there again, the entire time I'll show you the two clips. I'll show you two clips, and neither time, when I'm sitting there watching them, did they bring up Kate Steinle. We actually have an American citizen that died because of their stupidity, because they want to open up the floodgates in America to allow more people to come here and kill American citizens. And if you don't believe it's going to happen even more, then you are sadly mistaken. It's like, how do you wake people up from a dream that they don't believe is actually a dream? How do you wake people up? Some people don't even want to see it. Some people like, you know what? Don't tell me about the meteorite that's getting ready to destroy us. I don't even want to know about it. This is the mentality a lot of people have. And sadly, there's a lot of people who call themselves conservatives with the same mentality. And it's the same people that sit on the couch and don't want to get out and do anything. Don't want to get out and make their voices heard. And I know a lot of people don't like going to rallies and they like going to marches, but every time you have incidents like that, be thousands of liberals showing up if it's the opposite way around. They are literally trying to remove our president. Do you hear me? They might as well be a foreign government trying to attack the president. Never in history have you ever seen rhinos, Republicans, Democrats, and the mainstream media attacking the president like they are today. And it's only us, the people, we're the only ones that actually see this craziness. We're the only ones that's not falling for it. And see, that's the main reason why they're picking it up. I said it a month ago, the liberal media, they're going to start picking it up. As soon as they get one thing, they're going to run with it and they're going to try to pick it up even more. This is not the end of it either. If they don't, when they don't get anything out of Flynn to remove the president, because they're already trying to remove the president before Christmas. See, they want to have that as their Christmas gift to themselves by impeaching the president. Do you hear me? That's what their Christmas gift. That's what they want their Christmas gift to them, because they feel that they can't be thankful for what happened during Thanksgiving because Trump is still our president. So they feel that they have to impeach the president before Christmas so they can have a reason to celebrate Christmas. Because right now they're hangry. They're very angry. Today I was sitting out at lunch, and I was sitting in a Mexican restaurant, and they were liberals sitting in the booth next to me, and they started talking about our president Trump, and they were calling him. They were saying. They're dropping the F-bomb, Trump, and this and that about Trump. And they're talking about Flynn. And they're like, oh, Flynn, they lied. That's the reason why he was fired. And it took everything in me not to engage. And I had to say it. They were white liberals. And I wanted to engage. And I wanted to show them, here it is, a black man that supports this white man as our president. Because that white woman would have been putting more black people in prison like she did, her and Billy Clinton did when they were in Arkansas. And you tell these Democrats that, and they tunnel vision. They automatically shut down. They want to hear nothing else. If Donald Trump was running against Obama, I would vote for Donald Trump. Because Obama is one of the main reasons why we are in this predicament today. One of the main reasons why we're in this predicament today. And then Hillary Clinton buying out the DNC. Where is the media talking about that? That just came out. Down in Brazil's book, remember? Have that slipped their minds? It hadn't slipped mine. Hillary Clinton bought the DNC. Bernie Sanders rolled over, said, okay, I'm out. I'll take the house and the cars and the money and I'll disappear. So Bernie Sanders rolled over. Hillary Clinton bought the DNC. Not only did she buy the DNC, she was buying the liberal. She didn't have to buy them that much. She already had the liberal media machine behind her. What's happening here is a fight between good and evil. This fight is between good and evil. And I don't even have to tell you which side is evil and which side is good. Now I have to say, neither side is absolutely good. But there's one side that will support things of Satan, and there's one side that goes against things of Satan. And I don't even have to tell you what side that is, because none of us are perfect. But there's one side that I'm on that I would never support the things of Satan. And that's what's happening with the other side. Because there's only one side that supports killing of children, unborn children, to the thousands every day. There's only one side that will tell your young children that you don't have to be what God created you. There's only one side that does that. We are in a spiritual war, people. And what's happening here today is going to escalate. is going to escalate. And by them putting out all of this fake information and them lying about what they're doing, all they're going to end up doing is getting another crazy person, another crazy liberal to decide that he wants to go out and harm somebody like they did in Vegas and like they did in Texas. Domestic terrorism right there in your face. And they are pushing it. Propaganda. They're pushing it right now. They're completely pushing it right now. And I don't know about you. I'm tired of sitting on the couch. I'm tired of sitting in the chair and just talking about it. Next weekend, December 9th, I'm going to the border of San Diego and I'm going to scream. I'm going to the border of San Diego and I'm going to scream. We are fighting a tyrannical local state government in the state of California. And if you don't think that the state of California is going to trickle on to the rest of the states, you are sadly mistaken. I guarantee everybody that's watching this has thrown a rock into a pond in the middle or even on the side. And since California is on the side, you throw the rock on the side and guess what happens to the ripples? They go on out. It's the same thing going to happen here. You think do you truly think that these people, and it's not just these Mexicans that's coming over here that's being criminals, because not every Mexican that comes across the border is criminal. Some of them just coming here because they want a better life and they're trying to get away from a truly tyrannical government in Mexico. So they're coming here, but the criminals come with them, right? So when the criminals come here, do you think they're going to only stay in California? Do you really think that they're only going to stay in California? Let me know how that work out when you see them show up in Illinois, when you see them show up in Oklahoma, when you see them show up in North Carolina. And then sadly, they're already there. And a lot of people know it when they're in Florida. They're in New York. They're in Michigan. These same criminal activity that's coming here. And it's not even just Mexicans. That's what the media constantly pushing, talking about Trump is racist against Mexicans. It's not just Mexicans coming across the border. And as soon as January 1st, 2018 get here, California becomes a sanctuary state. And guess what's going to happen? I was talking to a fellow gentleman today, and he's Latino, and he was saying, dude, it's so crazy. And he considers himself a liberal. He said, it's so crazy. What's going to happen come January is that the state of California is going to become extremely crowded because it's a sanctuary state. You come here and you commit a crime, Case Steinley, you commit a crime, you don't do the time. We'll even pay for your lawyer. We'll even pay for your meals. We'll give you stuff. Just get here and kill people. That's exactly the message they're pushing. Who am I to come on here and talk about this? I'm nobody. I'm on here talking about it and I see this crazy. You see it too. It's just I'm screaming about it. I'm going to the border and I'm going to scream about it. Next Saturday, I'm going to the border and I'm going to scream about it. I'm so angry, but I don't want to be violent. We can't be violent because once we start being violent, we give them what they want. I don't want to give them what they want. You see, the more, think about this. And I've done this plenty of times. When I've had people approach me and they become violent, I just start talking calm because I don't want to fight. I just start talking rational because I don't want to fight. A lot of times they start getting angry. They get angrier and angrier. And I saw that firsthand in Fresno. I was sitting there talking to one of the brown berets. And I'm like, dude, I don't want to fight you. And I'm sitting there talking to him. And I started getting through to one of these guys. He got the mask on, I got the brown beret. And I'm sitting there talking to him, and I'm starting to get through to him. And the other guy that's with him sees that. He sees it happening. And he comes over there, and stirs it right up. And I said, I didn't say anything hateful to him. I didn't call him any names. We're having a conversation. And I said, did I say anything mean to you? And he couldn't say I did. I said, you can't say it. We can't give into the violence. That's exactly what they want. And that's exactly what Satan wants. We can't do it. We have to be strong. We have to be strong, and our strength is leaning on Christ. That's what I mean when we get off the couch and we go out and do our part, what God wants to do, but our part is not fighting them. If our part was physically fighting them, then when they came to get Christ and they cut off the ear of one of the Romans, God would have let them slaughter each other, but he didn't. He stopped him and put the ear back on the Roman. That is an example that we should follow. Now, I'm not saying people just need to sit there like sheep and let them chop you down. I'm not saying that at all. Don't get me wrong. I'm not saying that at all. If I had the power of Christ, then I could stop all of it, but I don't. I'm just a sinner. I'm just like everybody else that's trying to do my part. But we have to do our part. We have to stand up. And if we show up in great numbers, then people will recognize that and people will wake up and say, you know what? The president has too many people backing him. Do you hear me? If we show up in great numbers everywhere, they will say the president has too many people backing him. He has the country backing him. But we don't see that because conservatives do not get off their butt. And that's the reason why they say it now. That's the reason why you have these liberals doing this. Because conservatives do not get off their butts. And I understand some people have certain circumstances. That's understand. You don't even have to explain yourself. If you have a certain situation, disability, don't even explain yourself. You don't have to. And for those that are able, that can go out and just represent that they love this country, you don't have an excuse. But at the same time, I don't want to hear the excuse either. I mean, I'm being honest with you. I don't want to hear the excuse. You either do it or you don't. You either love the country or you don't. If you don't want to do it, don't tell me about that you don't want to do it. And if you don't want to do it, don't make an excuse and tell me your excuse. Just don't even say nothing to me about it. I get a lot of people send me messages talking about this and that and this, why I can, why I can't. Don't tell me. Why you can is your own personal business. Because I'm not going to reply back to you and bash you and tell you, oh, you need to be there. I'm not going to do that. It's entirely up to you if you want to be there or not. It's entirely up to you if you want to stand up for this president or not. It's entirely up to you if you want to stand up and love this country and protect it or not. It's entirely up to you. All I can do is what Will can do. That's all I can do. And that's all I'm going to do because I can't force anybody and I'm not going to force anybody. God gave us all free will and I'm not going to take your free will away and I'm not going to let you take mine away. And that's what we have from the liberal left right now, trying to take our freedoms away. They are going to this. Now, I'm going to make a prediction, and I rarely ever make prediction. OK, I truly believe how they're talking about this fake news and how they're doing the Apple and stuff like this. They're going to try to pass some kind of something, legislation, some kind of law, whatever it is, what have you. That me coming on here talking about CNN, MSNBC, all of them, they're going to try to hinder me and stop me completely from doing it because I'm not a news group. As if I can't have my opinion about them because they've even said it. Don't go anywhere else for any information. Come here. Jake Tapper said that when he was talking about the WikiLeaks emails. He said, don't go anywhere. Don't read the WikiLeaks anywhere. Come here and we'll tell you what they say. As if we should go there and believe them. So one more time, I'm going to the border in San Diego, California, next weekend. And it's a gathering at the border. And it's from 12 to I'm going to be there. And if you don't want to come, fine. That's fine. I was watching I was watching DML today, and he said he's not flying to California because of what happened. And I don't blame him. There's enough people here in California that love this country that can do it here. The Border Patrol officer died in Texas. If I had the means, I would go to Texas. But I don't have the funding to go to Texas. I would, if I could go down to San Diego and then go to another one after that, I would. But I don't have the means. So I'm going to do what I can. I had this lovely young lady actually donate money so I can get a rental car for me, Marco, Ben, and Hareem to go down to San Diego. I mean, it's unbelievable. I mean, there's a lot of people that show so much love. VoteThemOut.org. VoteThemOut.org. I coined that term, Vote Them Out 2018, because we truly got to get them out. And that means things that we can do is find the representatives in each one of these states and do what we can to support them and help them. Get off the daggum couch. Reach out to them. And if you can't get off the couch, make a phone call. Call them. Can I help with social media? How can I help you on social media? A lot of these people spend so much time on social media already. You can call the people in your state. Call them. They would love to hear from you. I guarantee it. State of California. If you call Omar Navarro, I guarantee he would love to hear from you. How can I help you on social media? What, you're going to help me? They'll love it. Get off the couch. Make the phone calls. All right, excuse me. I apologize. All right. December 9th, San Diego. I'm sorry, I didn't mean to go off me yelling, but I mean, the times are here. And you know what, really, as Christians, and I've said this multiple times before, as Christians, we really should be rejoicing about what's happening, because it just means we're that much closer for Christ returning. But it's hard to see all these horrible things happening right before our eyes, to actually see the end time events happening right before our eyes. It doesn't mean it's going to be pleasant. It doesn't mean we have to like it. But on the inside, as Christians, we should be rejoicing, knowing we're that much closer for Christ to return. And we have to be strong. We have to be diligent on our part. And we have to do our part. One of the things that I fear is standing before God and God asking me, what did I do to try to wake up people? What did I do to try to bring people to Christ? What did you do, Will? And I still don't feel like I've done enough. I still feel like I haven't done enough. And I still feel like there's still more to do. We are headed for some biblical times, people. It's either wake up or be a casualty in this war. Because the spiritual war is going on, recognize it or not. I want to thank all of you guys for watching. I want to thank everybody for your support. I want to thank everybody for all the prayers and the blessing. And God bless you and God bless America. UnitedAmericaFirst.com. Good night. Hello, everybody. What's going on? I hope you're having a blessed evening. This is Friday night. Oh, excuse me. I just came off I had a bad sinus infection or something going on. So you have to excuse me. I know I'm losing my voice. but I felt I still had to come on. Maybe by halfway through, I can convince my producer to get me some hot tea or something. So I want to thank everybody for watching. Again, we always stream live on Facebook. And if you can, please go to YouTube sometimes. If you haven't subscribed to our YouTube channel, please subscribe to our YouTube channel. We also go to Twitter. Once the show is done, the show automatically goes to Twitter. So if you have Twitter, you prefer to go to Twitter, you can also watch it there as well. So I want to thank everyone for joining us tonight. I got 2 clips I want to show you guys. CNN, MSNBC, ABC, CBS, the entire complete liberal media right now, they are completely going after Flynn, thinking that they can get to the president. I mean, they knew what happened back in January with Flynn. And that's the reason why they fired Flynn back then, because he lied to Pence. It became a whole big ordeal then. And they knew that something was there with Flynn. The entire time they were attacking. Attacking him, or they were trying to find out what's up with Flynn. What's up with Flynn? Why did they fire him? Well, there has to be something there. There has to be something there. Does it have something to do with Russia? Does it have something to do with Russia? So they knew something had happened because they fired him, because he misled Pence, the vice president. Okay. So they knew something was there. And they knew that for a fact that Flynn had to, at some point, he had to talk to these different diplomats in Russia, in Israel, across the world, because that was his job. But my whole point about tonight is about how CNN and the rest of the liberal media outlet, they are on a witch hunt. And they feel right now that they have something where they can say that we got him, and we got to drill this in to make it look like we got him, even if we don't have him. That's what they're saying right now. If we don't have him, if this is not really anything here, we need to make the public believe that we have something where Trump colluded with Russia. And there again, if he colluded with Russia, how is it Trump colluding with Russia has any validity, has any relevance with what happened in the election? It's not like Russia went to the polls and changed people's votes. It's not like Russia went to people's doors, vote for Trump. It's not like Russia convinced liberals to vote for Trump. It's not like Russia convinced conservatives to vote for Trump. It's not like it happened. Anyone that voted for Trump they're out to get him. They would have had something. They've been making it up. They're saying, well, we got to keep looking until we find something. Go ahead, play it back again.
Less surprised than the rest of us that this happened today. But two, are you able to see with any clarity what's likely to happen next here?
Okay.
Let's
What's going to happen next? Go ahead, keep going.
ask a pro. Paul Fishman is former U.S. Attorney for the great state of New Jersey. It's great to have you here, sir. Thank you.
Nice to be back.
Were you surprised?
I wasn't surprised that Mike Flynn is wasn't surprised ultimately, given what was apparently the strength of the case, that he lied to the FBI, that he ultimately ended up pleading guilty. And I think there are a lot of things that come out of this that I think that are actually quite significant.
Okay.
The first is, we now have, as you said at the top of the show, there are now 4 individuals associated with the campaign, and some at very high levels, who have now been charged with federal felonies, and 2 of them have pled guilty. I think it's fair to say that you can't call this a witch hunt anymore.
Pause it. Yeah, he said we could fairly say that we can't call this a witch hunt. Are you kidding me? This is clearly a witch hunt. That's exactly what they're doing. This is all day a witch hunt. Oh, we got him. Every liberal channel out there right now, all they're talking about, even CNN, even Fox News, Flynn, Russia. What did Trump know? What did Pence know? What did they all know? All out to get him.
Charges that have been brought up against some of those people had nothing to even do with the campaign. In fact, some of it happened years before they were even part of the campaign.
Yeah, exactly. I mean, this is ridiculous. Talking about, listen, we can clearly say this is not a witch hunt. Okay, let's continue. Trump, because of the history, the past 30 years, crazy Clintons have been doing. That's the reason why people voted for Trump. People were fed up with the corruption. That's the main reason why I voted for Trump. One of the main reasons. Another main reason, because he wasn't an establishment politician. And that's the very reason why today we still have these rhino Republicans and these Democrats and the liberal media and even some of the ones on Fox News, Shepard Smith, attacking the president. They still don't like him. Okay, so like I said, I have 2 clips that I want to show you guys. And this first clip is with MSNBC. It's with Rachel Maddow, and she's talking to this guy. And let's go ahead and bring the clip up so we can go ahead and just watch it and see what they're talking about here.
Now that Flynn is cooperating and he's entered a guilty plea, now a lot of those stories about the pressure on him all sort of make sense. If you're a pro, if you're familiar with this world, if you know how this stuff works in real life, were you less surprised than the rest of us that this happened today? But
okay, if you notice, back it up just a couple seconds there, because if you notice right here, she said, if you know how this stuff really works in real life. Did anyone catch that? Now, we already know that the liberal media don't deal in reality anyways. The whole Russia thing has been made up. If they had anything on Russia, they wouldn't be trying to think that Flynn is their